Welcome to Lubera, the Swiss fruit and berry plant producers and breeders. My name is Markus. I'm founder and breeder of Lubera. And today it's Sunday morning. What else to do on Sunday morning than to video and to talk about apples? I'm here in our North German nursery, as a Swiss in a foreign country, and I'm talking about apples and the right time to pick apples. Here, what is the right time to pick apples and what influence has the right timing for the quality of the apple? Here you have the same variety, which is looking a little bit like two varieties. Here you have Paradis Utopia, our winter apple, which is high aromatic and a little bit more on the sour side, but with high sugar, high acidity, and very good texture. So here is Paradis Utopia, which was picked about 22th of September. And here is the same variety, also Utopia, picked on the 1st of October. And look at the difference. Here, I come to the camera. Here is the early picked apple, 22th of September, with green ground color and with a more white flesh. And here is the apple of the 1st of October from the same apple trees at the same age, so with yellow ground color. And so it's a orange impression. Also the red has become brighter and the more yellow flesh. More yellow, a little bit less yellow, more green. So this is more ripened, this is less ripened, and it makes a totally different apple from the outer appearance. So the question is if this is also an influence to the inner quality. So let's have a look. First, we are eating the early picked apple. It's good. Very juicy, high acidity, balanced with some sugar behind, but a little bit more acidity, but a little hint of green aroma. And then we go to the late picked one. It's funny, it's even better texture than the first one. So later picked, better texture. It's opening faster the juice, it's giving faster the aroma to your tongue, to your mouth, the juice. Higher sugar. So there is acidity, enough of acidity, but it's a little bit below the acidity and high aroma. So it's the aroma of ripened apples. But this is not an over-ripened apple. It has a very firm texture and gives the juice right to your mouth. But it has the aroma of ripened apples. So very good apple. And it seems like two different varieties, but it's the same. So what to do in your garden? The first thing we can learn, when you have only the first apples on your apple tree, wait till the apples are fully ripened on the tree, like this one, with a yellow ground color, with a bright red cover color, with a yellow flesh, and eat it then, because if you have only 5 or 10 apples, you want to have the best quality possible. But if you have tons of apples, hundreds of apples, or a bigger tree or some trees, of course, you have to have the apple for a longer time. And then you have to pick some of them, perhaps 2/3 of them, a little bit earlier. So this rule is only for autumn and winter apples, not for summer apples. Summer apples you have to pick as early as possible, that you have a little bit of possibility to store them and to have them longer without becoming mealy. But the autumn and winter varieties, you have really to pick early when you want to store them. So these varieties, which were picked 22th of September, have the ability to be stored, because the ripening process in this apple has not really started, and that gives the ability to this apple to be stored longer. On the other side here, the ripening process has started here. The starch has changed into sugar. Some of the acidity has come down. The texture is in the right position, in the right situation to be eaten, and this is just for eating now. And out of this is also the rule, the late picked apples you have to eat first. And the early picked apples you have to eat later, because they have the ability to be stored. And another possibility, if you have in your family members which prefer more sugar, then you give them the late picked varieties. If you have in your family members which prefer acidity, so give them the early picked apples. So you can also, with the ripening and the picking time, you can influence the sugar acidity ratio in your apples. And you can make of one variety here, Paradis Utopia, which is a wonderful apple, a little bit more on the acid side, perfect texture, giving all the juice suddenly to your mouth, not very easy to eat, and with high ripened apple aroma. So a fantastic apple. But out of this one variety, you can make two if you pick them at the right, and that means different time. So, of course, these are the possibilities you have if you have apples in your garden, but first you have to plant them. So go on gardening and plant an apple tree. Where have all the flowers gone? I know where. Here you go to Lubera UK with all our breedings and thousands of more plants. Here you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and now pick the flowers.